Next up at UFC Jacksonville, we have Brendan Allen taking on Bruno Silva. Brendan Allen, 21-5 overall, 4-1 in his last 5. He is riding a 4-fight win streak. He's taking on Bruno Silva, 23-8 overall, 3-2 in his last 5. And he's coming off that wild knockout win over Brad Tavares. Where did you go?
I got a water. Is that okay? I didn't realize I had to fucking raise my hand and get a hall pass.
Oh, you could have brought the water ahead of time like a prepared person would have done.
I had a drink right here. I went through it. I stay hydrated. I don't know what you want from me.
I bet you
I got
do.
a big weekend ahead of me. Big weekend ahead of me. Big weekend ahead of me. Big weekend. Big weekend.
Brendan Allen started his career as a grappler, which is primarily shooting, grappling. Then he just full-blown transitioned to striker. Wouldn't grapple at all, just strike. And now, the last 2 years, last year and a half or so, he's putting it all together. He always had the tools, and now he's just using them together. He'll strike and wrestle in fights. He'll strike and grapple in fights. He's got good takedowns, very good jiu-jitsu, solid, clean boxing. He is riding a nice 4-fight win streak, and that most recent win was insanely impressive when he submitted Andre Muniz. He's taking on Bruno Silva. Bruno Silva is a very good striker. He also has good BJJ himself. He can absolutely knock your head off at any moment. He can even implement a grapple-heavy game plan. We haven't seen that as a primary game plan in the UFC just yet. Pre-UFC, you can see a lot of takedowns, and he was able to take down Alex Pereira twice in that decision loss just a couple of fights ago. He does have great hands. He does hit like a truck, but he is hittable. He's got a negative striking differential, and he's coming off that big first-round knockout win over Brad Tavares, who's ridiculously durable. And I've made a lot of money on Bruno Silva in the past. I've bet on him, I think, almost every fight. So obviously I lost the Pereira one. I don't think I bet on him to beat Mearshart. I may have. But I certainly bet on him in his last fight, made some good underdog money there. This is a really tricky fight because there could be two very clean outcomes here. We could have Brendan Allen just dominate with the grappling, or Bruno Silva just knock his head off his body. And the last time Brendan Allen fought a very good striker, he was knocked out. Chris Curtis knocked him out. But I do think this Brendan Allen seems to be a little more mature, wants to wrestle a little more, understands what's going on here. I think what happened to Brendan Allen is when he beat Punahele in a striking match, I think he was like, I'm a striker now. I can strike. And then it got him into a little trouble with Chris Curtis. And I don't know if that's going to happen here, right? I think here he's going to shoot. We watched him get cracked against Sam Alvey too. He wasn't wobbled, but he didn't just eat it when Sam Alvey blasted him. So Bruno Silva will 100% be live for a knockout, but I think Brendan Allen will get it done. Brendan Allen's the overall better fighter here, so it just comes down to his chin and what he can do, if he gets hit and can he take down Bruno Silva. But we have seen Bruno Silva, just like when he fought Andrew Sanchez, we have seen him get taken down, and then not care and still land that big power to get it done. Brendan Allen's going to be the pick, but the line movement, I totally understand this line movement, and I will not be parlaying him. What do you think, Jakey boy?
Yeah, the weird part about that Andre Muniz fight was Brendan Allen was supposed to be the way better striker in that matchup, and Muniz was supposed to be the better grappler and wrestler, and it ended up being kind of flip-flopped in that fight. I mean, you saw Brendan Allen getting hit. He was getting outstruck at times against Muniz, so I think that's why he went to the wrestling late, just to kind of solidify that win or that round to win that fight. That was, the striking in that was kind of surprising, kind of a red flag for a guy like Brendan Allen, who really should have dominated the striking, because he has shown he is a very good striker. Not a lot of power, but a lot of striking. But I did like that he was eating some big shots. He kind of showed that his chin is kind of holding up, because Muniz did land some big shots in that fight and got the takedowns. Brendan Allen is, as you mentioned, is the better overall fighter in this matchup. If I was game planning for him, I think that I would have wrestle the first 2-3 minutes of this fight to kind of throw Bruno off and to kind of take some pop off that power. Because yes, Bruno will carry that power, but you've seen him getting tired in fights, especially when he's getting out wrestled or out grappled, having to defend takedowns. So I think to avoid the power early, instead of having to dodge it and duck it because Bruno throws wild, it's not super orthodox, he throws it from wild angles with big power. Let's take some pop out of those shots. Let's shoot some takedowns. Even if you're not getting the takedowns, just kind of controlling him against the fence, take a little power out of his punches, and then you can start working your game, the all-around, well-rounded game of Brendan Allen. And I hope that's a situation or a strategy that he follows, because if he does try to strike early, if Brendan Allen gets knocked out, I don't think anyone's going to be surprised. Nobody's going to be surprised if this fight, is 30 seconds in, Bruno lands a big shot and drops Brendan Allen. But he should be able to get it done. He is the better overall fighter. He showed in his last fight that he has been eating some shots. You don't want to eat too many against Bruno Silva, but, he should have the advantage pretty much over anywhere in this fight except for the power. But I think he neutralizes the power and gets it done. I'm a big Brendan Allen fan, man. He's a good prospect, and he'll be around for a while, only 27.
Yeah, I mean, he like I said, he started as a grappler, sort of evolved into a striker, and now he's just a straight-up mixed martial artist, using all of it, putting it together well. The fight IQ in that Muniz fight was fantastic. Let me get a takedown. I know this dude's scary on the ground, but I need to lock this round in and make sure I get it. And it's like that's what you want to see. So, yeah, we're on the same side here. I think he wins. $9,100 is a lot of money to spend. If you think he's going to do the grapple-heavy game plan, then he's worth the money, because DraftKings just loves finishes and loves wrestlers. But if you think, he's going to strike a little bit, this could go a little longer, then he may not be worth it, because he may be dancing around the outside, random cage control, stuff like that. So are you going to throw Bruno Silva in your lineup? I think Bruno Silva needs to be in a couple of your GPP lineups. If you don't know what GPP is, take the course on WeOnPicks.com. You'll learn all about it. But I'm not going to spend a $7,100 on him, but I mean, if he wins, he's definitely going to be worth that.
Yeah, Brendan Allen at $9,100 is interesting, because if he does grapple, I think people still don't respect him even after he submits Muniz. People respect him as a grappler. I mean, this guy is high level grappling. Yeah. I mean, he is high.
Primarily a grappler. Yeah,
I know, but I think people have either forgotten or don't really. I think a lot of people were like, "Oh my god, I can't believe he submitted." Yeah. It's like holy shit. So if he starts grappling this guy, I think he can easily submit him.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this fight. This is a very, very good fight. A very good fight. And I think it has...
This whole card is way better than 289. I mean, this feels to me like when I was watching the fights, I was getting excited like it's a pay-per-view week. This feels like a pay-per-view week for me. I've got my own reasons as well, but it feels like a big, big week for me. I can't wait. Can't wait.